The storm may be gone, but is certainly not forgotten. How people and businesses here on Delmarva are slowly getting back to normal.
Plus, if you do have damage and you're not sure where to turn first, the experts from State Farm are here with some answers.
If Sandy's got you thinking that you and your home need to be better prepared for next time, well, we've got a place for you to start.
But as we've been doing all week, there are other things going on here on Delmarva that you want to talk about, including Miss Delaware's campaign, Melon No More, a bridal dress sale where you not only help yourself, you can help others.
And the community players of Salisbury are here today with a preview of their upcoming musical, Oliver. And we're talking white versus wheat. Is wheat really a healthier alternative? Delmarva Life starts right now.
Good afternoon. I'm Lisa Bryant.
I'm Jimmy Hockpa. Welcome to Historic Studio D for Delmarva Life.
And as always, we'd like to welcome our studio audience and definitely get a shot of them. Look at them. I think they're all decked out for Halloween. What do you think?
Did you see the lady dressed up as Miss Delaware?
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to go door to door tonight.
Oh, you really?
I'm going to be dressed up as Miss Delaware, a little tiara.
Do you think she'll let you use her tiara?
I loaned her mine.
Oh. Oh boy.
Sorry, anyway.
Well, as Sandy moves off of Delmarva, many families are left waiting for the water to recede and start to clean up.
Yeah, now while some people may have seen minimal damage, others were hit pretty hard. Delmarva Life's Brian Spiros is in Ocean City this afternoon to talk about the aftermath. Brian?
Well, Jimmy and Lisa, the storm may be long gone, but is certainly not forgotten. Many people here on Delmarva, both inland and along the shore, have already begun cleaning up the mess left behind by Sandy. And in some cases, people have to wait until all of the flood water recedes before they can even begin cleaning up the damage, let alone assess how much damage there actually is. Now, as you said, we are here in Ocean City. We're actually standing right along the boardwalk at Baltimore and 7th Street. And if you take a look behind me, you can see that right now crews, they've already started cleaning up the sand on the actual boardwalk, but right in front of some of the nearby businesses, there's still a lot of sand, a lot of debris. Some of those businesses are still boarded up, and it looks as though the business owners haven't even been down here yet to see how much damage is inside, if any. So we have that damage here, and I want to show you over here just how powerful the surf was during this storm. This obviously is the beach wall, which many people are probably familiar with here in Ocean City, and I'm going to jump up here just to show you how powerful the storm was, because in the process it brought about 4 feet worth of sand up here right against the wall, which clearly, if this wall was not here, we would have probably seen a lot more damage along the boardwalk and in Ocean City itself. I should not be standing this high right now, and that just goes to show you how powerful Mother Nature is. Now, I'm going to step back down here, and I want to introduce you to John Brooks, who is from Ocean City. And John, you were actually out a little bit during the storm and after, and you were shooting some pretty impressive shots, some photographs. What made you want to come out and sort of document the storm that way?
Well, Brian, I was at home over there in Ocean Pines and watching a lot of the coverage. I have a house down here on the beach, some businesses down here, and I know we have a lot of people from around the area that wanted to know what was going on down here. Seeing a lot of coverage in New York City, which wasn't helping us out. So I said, hey, let's get in the car and go down there and see what's going on. So we loaded up the cameras and came down and started shooting some pictures.
Took some pretty incredible shots, which we're showing now. Out of all the shots you took, was there one that resonated with you the most, and why?
Well, I think the one thing that caught my attention was when I saw and heard the rumors that the pier had been destroyed completely. So we wanted to come down here and see what was happening. We came down and we see that it was definitely getting beat up pretty bad. We've lost some of the pier, but that was such an iconic thing in my childhood. After 40 years of coming down to Ocean City, that was the iconic thing in Ocean City, and if it was going to fall down, I wanted to see how it happened.
And about a third of it fell, but the majority of it is still standing.
Yeah, it's still standing, and Ocean City's still standing, and driving down here to meet you guys today, I saw a lot of signs, and it looks like Ocean City's going to be open for business tonight and back and doing a nice little Halloween party, and in typical Ocean City fashion.
That's good to know for a lot of people who want to come down. As you said, you're a business owner. You know, how did you fare? How did other businesses fare? And where do you guys go from here?
I haven't heard about too much severe damage. I know I lost a sign uptown, downtown, a little bit of water. But, you know, all in all, I think from what I've seen on the news that's happening to other areas, I think Ocean City dodged a real bullet, and thank God.
We certainly did. All right, John, thank you very much, and best of luck to you. We appreciate you talking with us today. All right, so as we had said to you, there were a lot of other communities here on Delmarva which suffered a lot of damage from all of the wind and rain associated with Sandy. You sent us a bunch of your pictures. We want to show them to you now. We're first going to start in Talbot County. A lot of damage was done at T.L. Morris Seafood in Trapp, where a storage building was badly damaged. And take a look at this here. Part of it actually floated away into the Choptank River, showing just how powerful the water was. In Dorchester County, this was the scene along Greenpoint Road in East Newmarket. It looks like a river. That is a road, people. It was completely flooded. Then in Wicomico County, there was a lot of flooding along the water right by Brew River in Salisbury. The area looked more like one large dock. And then in Sussex County, Fenwick Island saw a lot of damage. Homes were completely flooded on all sides by water, and many docks were destroyed from the pounding of the surf. And in some cases, cars became stuck in the high rising waters. And of course, this was the scene just to our south along Maddox Boulevard in Chincoteague, where the water from Sandy came in and flooded the entire area. Certainly an impressive sight, and just goes to show how powerful Mother Nature is. So as you heard from John, Ocean City is slowly getting back to normal. We've seen a lot of people jogging and walking up and down the boardwalk like they would before the storm got here. So things are slowly starting to return as they were before Sandy. And of course, for much more on the damage done, we're going to send it to my colleague Cleo Green, who is in Crisfield, which is one of the hardest hit areas during the storm. Cleo?
Hi there, Brian. Thanks. You know, it feels and looks just like a ghost town here in Crisfield. Many people have evacuated their homes. Governor Martin O'Malley here on Delmarva touring storm damage areas in Crisfield, touring areas just like this one. I'm standing in nearly 3 to 4 inches of water on Cove Street, and this is a reality for many of these back streets here in Crisfield. I spoke to many people who tell me that they've been trying to salvage what's left of their flooded homes and businesses. Some people tell me they've never seen anything quite like this. Downed trees and no electricity. Severe water damage is a harsh reality for hundreds of Crisfield residents. The dock here in Crisfield is also severely damaged and is now blocked off. Also, cleanup efforts continue on North Somerset Avenue. That's where heavy ponding has caused caskets to pop out of their graves. Once again, heavy flooding here in Crisfield. The waters are actually beginning to recede. Cleanup efforts continue throughout the evening into tomorrow. Reporting in Somerset County, Cleo Green, WBOC.
Incredible.
It is incredible.
Thank you, Cleo.
And we're, of course, thinking of all the people there and the other places that have been devastated by Sandy. And, you know, we will have more information for those of you who may want to look into getting flood information. That's coming up later on the show.
Yeah. Now, just in case you're dealing with damages now, we've got someone that we're going to sit down with to find out what to do next.
All right. Well, social media is actually playing a big part of the cleanup efforts from Hurricane Sandy. There are already several Facebook sites devoted to post-Sandy communication. This is one right here. This is called Crisfield Cleanup from Hurricane Sandy. People are posting about their willingness to help. People from out of town are inquiring about residents they can't get a hold of. So it's kind of like a go-to place for folks who want to know more about what's going on in Crisfield, want to help out.
Working out great for this situation.
Yeah, it really, really is.
And speaking of which,
yeah,
you got to know the most important things. Peacock Watch.
Crisfield Peacock.
From the Crisfield Peacock.
You know,
it's their Facebook page.
But a lot of people were wondering what happened to the peacocks. Well, there you go. There's a picture of them yesterday hanging out outside Bradshaw's funeral home.
The good news is, for those worried about the peacocks, this was posted on their page. For those worried about the peacocks, they are sheltering the storm on the porch of the Purple House across from the City Hall. I just fed them their dinner.
Yeah, so safe and sound.
And there's really, it doesn't seem like there's so many things are happening with this entire storm. This year's holidays parades are brought to you by your local power utility. Have you seen the parades of the bucket trucks going up and down the highways? You go to a convenience store, there's fleets of them parked out there. These guys coming out to work to restore your power as quickly as possible. So stay out of the way, let them get their stuff done, and whenever you pass the bucket trucks, be sure to wave and tell them thanks.
Yeah, a lot of areas flooded, a lot of areas that we typically see flood. I mean, you know, some more than others. Route 12 down there, it goes into Snow Hill in Worcester County, had over 3 feet of water standing on it. 3 feet. Think about
bridge.
that.
There's the drawbridge right there.
Yeah. Huey Brown, the local expert on the Pocomoke River in Snow Hill for the past 80+ years, said this is the highest he has ever seen the river rise. And also in Worcester County, the Delmarva Discovery Center in Pocomoke had water around it, but not in the building, thankfully, according to Director Brian Garrett.
Good news there. Good news there. Now, if you're in Delaware, it turns out, I didn't realize this, we are on well water at our house, and I think there's like 15% of Delawareans that are on wells. The state of Delaware is offering water safety test kits so that after all the flooding and everything, you can make sure that your well water is okay. So I think we've got the number there for that. If you want to give them a call to find out about it, there it is, 866-408-1899, and you can find out more about your water well safety test kit.
You got that all in there?
I think I got all that out right.
Yeah.
Also, of course, there's a lot of parks. You know, we're wondering, are we going to be able to go back out and go camping again? Delaware Department of Natural Resources Environmental Control says Cape Henlopen State Park, Delaware Seashore State Park, they are still closed for the cleanup as well as the assessment for all the repairs that are going to have to take place after Sandy came through. Campsites, cabins, they're open at Lums Pond and Trap Pond State Park. They reopened today. Killens Pond State Park is going to reopen tomorrow, and the cabins will be available there as well.
Yeah. Now, we had the superstorm, and of course, it's Halloween. The two are kind of combined in Connecticut. And I'll tell you why. New Haven police say bystanders looking at the roots of an uprooted tree discovered, and I don't know if you can see it.
Ooh.
It's a skeleton beneath the town green that may have been there since colonial times.
Look, is that, it looks like teeth up towards the top, in the middle?
The tree was planted on the green in 1909 on the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. The remains likely belong to one of the thousands of people buried there in colonial times.
Really?
Isn't that kind of eerie?
Either that or there's one bad guy somewhere that's going to say, that tree had to fall?
Oh, you've been watching too much CSI.
It's Halloween. It's not my fault. I can't help it.
Okay, we've been asking people for Halloween photos, and with the storm and everything, we weren't able to show them. So we have some catching up to do. And the first one, this is Zoe Gillespie of Salisbury. Isn't she adorable? Very adorable. Next, this is Faith Robinson. She's 3 years old. She's a cowgirl. And then I'm assuming that Mallory is her sister. Mallory Robinson is 7 months old, going as a poodle, a little big poodle at that.
Big sister is not outdoing me, thank you very much. Okay, now Chucky is Justin, Cleopatra is Stephanie, and my little zebra is Mary Morgan.
Aww.
You guys are awesome.
And such interesting costumes.
Do you want me to give you a picture of me when I dress up as Miss Delaware to go?
Yes, I do. We want to who wants to see that? I do.
Okay, all right. I got to get my costume back. Okay.
Well, still to come on Delmarva Life, if you're one of the many families left with a mess to clean from Sandy, you may have a million questions. Where do you start? How much is the cleanup going to cost? We sit down with a State Farm agent to help guide you through that process.
But what if you don't have any damage? What can you do now to make sure that your property weathers the next storm? Plus, yes indeed, it's the real Miss Delaware 2012, Alyssa Murray, and the heartbreak that has her advocating skin protection.
Wheat and weight. Many weight loss diets include wheat bread, but some researchers say the seemingly healthy choice may actually put on the pounds. Why you might want to cut back on the wheat. Delmarva Life, life at its best here on Delmarva.
Delmarva Life is brought to you by Sussex County Federal Credit Union, guiding you to your financial future. Peninsula Regional Medical Center, honored to serve the entire Delmarva Peninsula since 1897. And your local York and Mitsubishi dealers.